السلام عليكم، صباح الخير جميعا. طبعا الميت أو الثاني قبض، وفقط الميت الأول هسه احنا عدنا بيه، يعني جاي أقبل أعطي قبولات. فإذا جاي أنطيهم رفض جماعة الميت أو الثاني، خليه يجون على الرابط الأول بالصف. لا يظلون يلحون على الميت الثاني وتالي ما عرف ينقفض أو فد شي، يقولون ستة انتي رفضتينا وما صارت. أساور عادل، دعاء نبيل، خلي يجون على الميت الأول. أنا ما راح أرفضهم، راح أخليهم هناك يظلون على اللي ينتبهون إن هو ما جاي. أنا أنور نفس الحالة، تجي على الميت الأول، لا تروحون بعد على الميت الثاني. نور شو تسوين جاية نور كاظم راهي، يعني لحد هسه ما تعرفون يمتى محاضراتكم؟ بالساعة محاضراتكم يعني ما تعرفون؟ اوكي طيب، احنا اليوم محاضرتنا راح تكون على one of the tools of the punctuations اللي هي apostrophe. one of the tools of the punctuation اللي هي apostrophe الموجودة عندكم في section أو chapter number 3. Actually we have 14 punctuation marks. They are commonly used in English grammar and they are listed there, the punctuation marks, like the period, the question mark, the exclamation point, the comma, the semicolon, the colon, the dash, okay, the colon, the dash, and the other ones that are listed there in the PDF. We are going to talk about apostrophe, and the apostrophe as it is written there, this is the its shape, this is its shape, okay, is used to indicate the omission. The apostrophe is used to indicate the omission of some letters from a word, and which is called the possessive case, okay? Or sometimes it is used to the plurals of lowercase letters. It has three main uses in English. The apostrophe, it has three main uses in English. Number one, the marking of the omission of one or more letters, as it is done within the contractions of do not, we make it don't. It is called apostrophe. This is apostrophe. We used it to make contractions. The second one, or it is not necessary to be do not. For example, doesn't, is not, are not, will not. Even within cannot, there is omission of one letter, a letter, or letters. Okay, letter, one letter, or letters, to make the word shorter in its form. This is called contractions. Okay. The second function, or the second use, the marking of possessive case of nouns. The marking of possessive case of nouns, as it is in the eagle's feathers. This is, yeah, you know, so it means that they are possessive. These things are related to this noun. Okay, so we are contracted also, or we are um, using two nouns. One is referring to the other to make nouns and some pronouns possessive. So the second case of using the apostrophe, it is within the possessive. It is the possessive case of nouns. So here it is nouns. There it is within the contractions. It is within verbs. Okay, most of the time within the contractions, it is within the verbs. The third function, the third use, or the third function, is the marking of plurals of individuals' characters. The marking of the plurals of individual characters. Like, for example, to make the letters of the alphabet plural. So I can't say, for example, A's. No, we said A, comma, S. So it means that there are more than one letter of A there. Okay? So these are the three functions of the apostrophe, the uses of the apostrophe in English. Now let's talk about to make the first use, which is to make contractions. There is really only one rule for apostrophes and contractions, aside from careful placement. Yani there is one rule, and you have learned it when you were in primary, in the fifth primary class, how to use the contractions. For example, we have they plus have. We are going to delete these two letters, H and A, to make the written form of this word in this shape, or just like this. Also, we have R plus not, so we are deleting this O. Within they and have, we deleted the first letters. We deleted these two letters. Becomes they. Okay? Within R not, we are deleting the one letter, which is O, and we put the apostrophe اللي انتوا تسموها كوما. هي مو كوما، غلط. It is called apostrophe. الكوما اللي تكون on the line. الكوما اللي تكون on the line. It is not, this is not comma. This is apostrophe. Now it becomes aren't. And they will, okay, they will. Also we deleted W and I. It becomes they'll. Cannot, look at cannot. We deleted N and O within cannot. It becomes can't. And within will not also, it becomes won't. Now, what is this? And this is just like what? This is just like that you are a submarine, that it is just like you are on a submarine that's diving deep in the ocean. As you dive deeper and deeper, the water pressure becomes greater. So if you go too deep, the water will squeeze the submarine so hard it will begin to leak, and you will need to put something into the hole to stop the leak. So when you squeeze the letters together, one of them will fall down. Okay, so instead of this letter, which is fall down, you are going to put this apostrophe in its place. Something just to make the picture close to you. The same thing happens when you squeeze two words together. Something pops out. شوفوا? Something pops out, goes out. And whenever it goes out, you must place an apostrophe to plug the hole, to close the hole, okay, to connect the the gap that was made, okay, or was um, occurred, okay. So one of these contractions, it is within want. Want, actually it is will not, and its shape changed. Its shape changed. طبعا there is a story behind want. There is a story behind want that uh, actually it is said that actually the word wasn't will not. It wasn't will not. It was something similar to this, but you know that the language is changed. You know, language changes all over the time. So within the changing of the words, or the changing of the language, it becomes will. Will, okay, and the contractions or the abbreviation of this word, it stays as it is when it in the past. It doesn't change. يعني we change this within الشكل اللي هو منفرد, and the contraction wasn't changed. It stayed as it is. Now, there is one important rule you have to know, which is what? The contractions or the abbreviations, as most of the time are said by the teachers, the abbreviations, it is used within the spoken form, and it is not allowed to be used in the written form. يعني in composition, in writing your composition, you cannot use the contractions without without asking the permission of your teacher. يعني ممكن if you are writing the words within the abbreviation form or in its contraction, some of the teacher won't accept this for you, and it will say that this is not the formal way of writing. This is the informal way of writing. So it is not allowed for you to use these words. So it is written there that we use contractions in conversation and in informal writing, such as letters to friends. For example, when you write a letter to your friend, you can use the contractions, you can use the abbreviations. But in writing composition, but we usually don't use them in formal academic and business writing. Okay? So some teachers allow contractions, others do not. So what is the thing that you are going to do is that you have to ask your teacher whether he or she accept contractions in the written form or not. Okay? For me, I said it is okay. So you can use contractions within, when I ask you to write something, you can use the contractions in your examples or in your written piece. But you have to put this in your mind. For example, for the third year, you have to ask Miss Muna if she is going to teach you whether she accept contraction forms in the written piece of within your writing. When you write an essay, when you write an composition, you have to ask her. Okay. The same thing within all teachers, يعني in poetry, in drama, in novels, you have to ask your teachers whether they accept for you, يعني they will allow you to use the contractions or not. Why you have to take permission? As we said, because the contractions They are a sign of the informal written, and they are used in conversation and within the spoken form of the language. Now we finish within the contractions. Now we finish within the first function, which is the contraction. There is nothing to talk about because this is something easy, and the only exception is what is that you have to know how to make the contractions and how to write they are, how to write is not. By the way, you cannot contract two words, يعني two cases within the same um, place. يعني you cannot say they aren't, يعني as I am going to write it down. You cannot, for example, you have they are not. You cannot contract are and not. يعني it is wrong to say they, comma, are, comma, العفو sorry, they are, and just like this. This is wrong. You either contract they are or you contract are not. One of them, يعني one of them, either this or that. You cannot do the two ones. Okay. Now we come to the most important one within our lecture today, which is what the possessives. Within the apostrophe, we are going to talk about the possessive case. The possessive case. Now, the possessive form is used with nouns. The last one, it was a contraction. It was used within verbs, within pronouns, and the negative, not, and the negative word, which is not. Now we are going to talk about the possessive form, which is used within nouns, with nouns referring to people, with nouns referring to people. Okay. تبقى شاكر جاي تريد تطلب انضمام على الرابط الثاني، قولوا له قد تجي على الرابط الأول. Referring to people, groups of people, countries and animals. شوفوا, we didn't say things. We didn't mention the word things. We said it is referring to people, groups of people, countries and animals. We didn't mention the word things like watch, like bed, like chair, It shows a relationship of belonging between one thing and another. It shows the belonging relationship between one and the other, two nouns. To form the possessive, you have to add the apostrophe s to the noun. If the noun is plural or already ends in s, just add an apostrophe after the s. يعني, for example, if the noun is plural or already ends in s, just add an apostrophe after the s. For example, we have the word the pass. Okay, the pass. No, I can't use the pass. The students. Now it is said this is the word. The word is plural, right? This word is plural. I'm going to add just the apostrophe, okay, and then I'm going to write the second word اللي هي noun اللي هي for example the students bags. Okay, the students bags. So why I didn't use اللي هي possessive form. possessive form هي s and apostrophe. هذه possessive form. Okay, apostrophe and s, sorry, apostrophe and s. This is the possessive form. If you have the word, it is in a plural, already in a plural, so there is s. So you are going to add the apostrophe and that's it. يعني هسه هذه جمع. إذا كتبناها بالمفرد راح شو نقول؟ the، إذا مفرد the student, right? The student apostrophe possessive s and then bag. شوفوا كم ساين عندنا للابوستروفي 2 عفوا للبوسيسيف 2 apostrophe and s. We have two signs اللي هن الابوستروفي and the s. But if the word is already in a plural, if the word is already in a plural and there is plural s and there is plural s, you don't need to write the apostrophe and the s, another s. No, you don't need to write it. Just add apostrophe after the plural s. This is the plural s. Okay, for example, also this is this and we said that if the noun is already ends in s, if the noun is already an end in s, and there is s which is within the root of the word. Okay, if there is the s which is within the actual form of the word. For example, we have rose. شوفوا هنا rose, rose, rose. Within rose, her name, this is a name, and there is s, double s. So we may say Rose's room, and we can say Rose, okay, room, just like this one. يعني ممكن هسه هذه عندنا the rose room. أنا ما خليت أنا ممكن أخلي الأبوستروفي والأس، وممكن بس أخلي شنو؟ أخلي فقط الأبوستروفي وأخلي الكلمة روم. هسه احنا عندنا جواها يعني شرح بعد لهذه الحالة. Now, أول قاعدة عندنا، أول قاعدة use an apostrophe plus s. Use an apostrophe plus s, just like this one. It is going to become it is going to be just like this one. Here using the apostrophe and s to show that one person or thing owns or is a member of something. For example, Ami's ballet class, ballet يعني ballet class. Lisa's car. شوفوا Lisa تنتهي ب A. We did what? We put apostrophe and s to show that this is possessive s. Robert's car, the same thing. Now within Rose's room, now the word actually ends within s, double s. We have two ways of writing this word, this case. There are two ways to write this case. The first one is that you are going to write it just like this اللي موجودة, which is putting apostrophe and s and the word room, or you are going to write it just like this يعني rose room, rose room. not Rose's room. Rose room. Okay, both of them are correct. Now both of them are correct. هذه وين? Within the words that are having s in its form, in its actual form. So it is written there what? It is written there that yes, even if the name ends in s, it is still correct to add another s, and both of this one, to create the possessive form. It is also acceptable to add only an apostrophe to the end of the singular nouns that ends in s to make them possessive. Just like these two examples. So the two ways of writing, it is correct, like this or like that. Now you have here, you are sitting in Charles chair. This is correct. Charles chair is correct. Charles and apostrophe and the second word. Or you can say it or write it. طبعا احنا مو saying it, writing. You are sitting in Chris chairs. Chris chair. Okay? يعني تكتبونها in this way or that way. Both of them are correct. واحنا رجعنا وقلنا ان اصلا okay, yeah, that's right. To write it in this way or that way, both of them are correct. Another example, have you seen James? Though someone, his name is James, مو James. Just like احنا وين احنا عندنا مثلا عندنا كلمة زهرة نسميها أزهار، مو أصلا هي الكلمة الاسم هو بلورال. اوكي. عندنا بعد مثل بركة نقول بركات، فهم not one James. Okay. James car. Now this S, it is within the word James. Okay, so I can write it just by adding apostrophe and the second noun, or I can write it within adding the apostrophe and the possessive S and then the second noun. Both of them are correct. Okay. لكن إذا الكلمة هي plural، يعني مثلا مثل ما قلت الساعة فوق، قلت for example my mother's my sister's what dress. ممكن يعني حتى هنا هسه my sister's dress I have to do what? Sisters, it ends within plural s. This is plural s. So I'm going to just put apostrophe. My sister's dress, I am going just to put apostrophe. Only apostrophe. I can't write the possessive s also here. Why? Because this is a plural noun. And there is what? The plural s. فحتى in order يعني because we have two s, one of them is plural, the second one is possessive, we are going to delete one of them. And which one we are going to delete? You have to delete the possessive s، لأن أنت إذا مسحت هذه الاس اللي هي الجمع ما راح يكون عندك بعد إشارة إن الاسم هذا جمع. لكن إذا مسحت البوسيسيف اس راح يبقى عندك إشارة للبوسيسيف للتملك اللي هي what؟ الكوما اللي هنا الأبوستروفي. واضح؟ This is the first rule of possessive. Now the second one is that we use an apostrophe after the s at the end of a plural noun to show the position. Okay, now يعني for example I said مثل ما قلت لكم في الساعة فوق my dress, my sister's dress, the parents' bedroom. The parents' bedroom. Now the parents, they are two, father and mother. Father and mother, so they are two. They are plural. When I say the parents, both of them, so they are plural. This is a plural S. In this case, I can't add the possessive S. I'm going just to add the apostrophe. So I'm going to say the parents' bedroom. The Smiths lives. The Smiths lives. Oh, sorry, lives. The Smiths lives. يعني حياة عائلة سميث. Okay? Collective noun. Collective يعني not one Smith. فنقول احنا هنا عائلة سميث. فكل شخص من عندهم بهاي العائلة راح يعود لقبه أو يعود أصله إلى الجدهم الكبير اللي هو سميث. فسميهم the Smiths. Okay. Now, we have, I imagine that you have in your mind a question which is, well, if there are some words, they are not, they are not plural by adding the plural s. We sometimes we change the shape of the word to be plural, like the word child, children, the word mouse, mice, the word food, feet, tooth, teeth. Okay, so what we are going to do in this case, there is no plural s for them. If a plural noun doesn't end in s, if the plural noun doesn't end in s, so we are just going to add the apostrophe and the s to create the possessive form. يعني هنا عندنا the children's rooms. children هي plural لكن مو باستخدام plural s. ما عندنا باستخدام plural s. إذا بهالحالة راح نرجع إلى قاعدتنا اللي هي استخدام الابostrophe and s حتى نبين إن هذا الاسم هو بتملك. نرجع على اللي هو استخدام الابostrophe and the s. Remember, a possessive noun needs an apostrophe and s at the end. If there is already an s there, you can just add the apostrophe. If there is no s, you have to add both. First the apostrophe and then the s. Now, till this point, is there a question? Till this point, is there a question? Do you have any question related to what I have mentioned right till now, right now? Everything is okay?
No.
Okay. I just want you to pay attention to the two cases. If the noun is having the plural s, and if the noun doesn't have the plural s, واللي احنا نسميه جمع تكسير. Okay, just like the word child, children, as I said, like the word ox, oxen, like the word what's bad? Food, feet, okay, tooth, teeth. Man, women, the same. Man, women also. And we don't put plural as within man, man and men, woman and women, okay? So we don't have the plural s. In this case, we have to add the apostrophe and the possessive s. Yes. Yes, يا زينب هاشم. Do you have a question, Zainab Hashim? I think to write is better, yeah, Zainab. Because your sound is not, No, I can't hear you, Zainab. I can't hear you, Zainab Hashim Hassan. I think to write your question it is better. Now we are going to write down. Okay, let me change my device. Okay, you got so. Okay, yeah, you have your time. Okay, and when you are ready, you can open the mic and ask the question. Now, in general, we um, we use an apostrophe or an apostrophe s more often when the owner is a living thing. Now, as I said, we are using it within the living things. Yani I say, for example, my teacher's car, my mother's room, my sister's dress, my brother's shoe, um, and something like that. Now, we use the of phrase more often when the owner is non-living thing. The using of apostrophe, it is okay, accepted within the living things. So within the unliving things, we use something else. We use, for example, as it is written there. For example, we have the president of the bank. The president of the bank. Both of them are correct now. Both of them are correct. Why are they both of them are correct? Because now the president, it is part of the bank. Yeah, we are adding something non-living to something. We are adding something living to something non-living. Okay, so both of these ways are correct. If I am adding something living to something non-living, both of them are correct. This is okay. لكن if I am saying two non-living things, so you are going to use of. يعني for example, it is better to say, I don't say this is not correct. No, I said this is more accepted. It is better to say Maria's book rather than the book of Maria. Okay, it is better to say Maria's book better than the book of Maria. You know why? Because now we are giving the name of the person. يعني ممكن أنا أقول my brother's car, or I can say the car of my brother, the car or car of my brother. Both of them are correct. Okay, لكن if I give the name of my brother, if I say Ahmed's car, so it is Ahmed's car and not a car of Ahmed. Why? Because I give the name of the person. Okay, so let us repeat it. In general, we use apostrophe and s when the owner is a living being, not a living thing only. يعني ممكن هسه تقولون ست التري living thing أجيكم okay, I am saying a living being, يعني a human being. Okay, a man, and we use of phrase اللي هي هذه of phrase, the book of, for example, the book of Maria, more often when the owner is non-living thing. شوفوا, thing, not being, non-living thing. We prefer, for example, to say the dog's leg. We say the dog's leg, but the leg of the table. يعني ما ممكن نقول the table's leg لأن هنا صار عندنا two non-living things. ما ممكن نقول the table's leg. No, we can say the leg of the table. Okay, وممكن نقول the dog's leg أو ممكن نقول the leg of the dog. Okay, لكن we prefer, شوفوا احنا شكات معنا we prefer, for example, to say the dog's leg, but the leg of the table. It is better than the table's leg. Sometimes you can write a possessive either way. في بعض الحالات الثانية in other cases you can't write both of them. يعني عندنا ممكن نقول the bank's president or the president of the bank. ليش لأن both of them are correct؟ لأن president it is living being, it is added to non-living thing. It is living being which is added to non-living thing. Okay, so both of them are correct, the bank's president or the president of the bank. So when, as I said, when the owner's name is given, we don't have a choice. In this case, we are not we are not free to choose whether to add the apostrophe and the s or the f phrase. No, in this case we must use an apostrophe or apostrophe plus s. As I said, for example, Maria's book, as I said here, and not the book of Maria. And I can say the Smith's house. As I said, Smith is now here, the people who are related to the great grandfather Smith, as I said there. Okay, so the Smith's house and not the house of Smiths. Why? Because I am given the name of those people. Okay. Don't use s after things. I clean the garden's pond every week. No, this is wrong. It is wrong to say I clean the garden's pond, because I am adding non-living thing to another non-living thing. So the correct way of writing it is I clean the pond in the garden every week. I clean the pond in the garden every week. What is the book's name? No, wrong. What is the book's name? Wrong, because I am adding non-living thing to another non-living thing. So it is better to say what is the name of the book, what is the title of the book. Okay, what is the name of the book, what is the title of the book. لكن we can usually use the possessive and the s after organizations and groups of people. We can use the possessive s after organizations and groups of people. For example, it is the government's decision. Governments, it is not a non-living thing. You know why? Because yes, when I use the word government, I use the pronoun it. Like in its meaning, the government, who is ruling the government? Decision. So who is taking the decision? The people who are working in the government, right? The people, the president, the prime minister, the ministers. Those are the people who are working in the government. So I can say it is the government's decision, or it is the decision of the government. Both of them are correct. Why? Because we are using organizations and groups of people. Where are these groups of people? In these words: government, company, and what else we can use? Community, the community, the committee of the staff community, okay. So who is making the staff community? People, of course. And as you have here, Tom is the company's new director. So I am the company, who is ruling this company? Tom and others people like Tom. So I can say Tom is the company's new director, or Tom is the new director of the company. He's a new director of the company. No, I didn't say this. Okay. Zainab Hashim, she said that my question was, we sometimes can put the apostrophe before, after, show before and after. Some nouns like ends in S or they are plural. How come is that? What about the sake of pronunciation? I didn't write games. Where's games? James. James, the name of James, the name of a person. His name is James. They are not, not they are not. I said here both of them, both of these are correct. Both of them are correct. Both of them. يا زينب هاشم. وينها هذه؟ شوفوا. Both of them are correct. To write S and possessive apostrophe, the plural S and the apostrophe, and to write the apostrophe and the possessive S. البلورال موجودة. The apostrophe and the possessive. And this is not a plural. This is not a plural, يا زينب هاشم. It is within the name of the person. The name of the person. صارت هنا مو صارت هنا مو شوفوا، بحيث انا من جيت هنا شنو قلت لك؟ من سويت سميثس هنا، من سويت سميثس بلورال، ما خليت بوسيسيف اس بعد. شوفي قلت سميثس لايف، هنا باعتبار هنا انا عندي واحد سميث، ومو سميثس، مو واحد سميث واثنين سميث وثلاثة سميث، لا هم معناهم ان انا يعني عائلة جدهم الكبير هو سميث، مثل ما احنا نقول آل صالح، مثل ما نقول آل هاشم، مثل ما نقول الهواشم، مثلا قبائل مثلا الهواشم، اليزيديين، اللي هم جدهم الكبير مثلا نقول يزيد، اللي بعد منه نستخدم الفواطم، الجدهم الكبير يكون فاطمة، الفواطم. اوكي، فهنا هذه السميث هنا بس خلنا يعني اوضح لك، هذه السميث هنا، هاي السميث plural مو I used what apostrophe only. I didn't put apostrophe s. ما دخلت الابostrophe s هنا. right؟ قلت لك بس الابostrophe البوسيسيف اس ما دخلتها، فقط الابostrophe. لكن هنا بجيمس يا زينب هو اسمه جيمس، هو اسمه كريس بي اس. اوكي، هو اسمه كريس بي اس. yeah yeah ولهذا they don't say حتى بالpronunciation تكتبينها هيك تكتبيها هيك both of them the same pronunciation. يعني you said in chair Chris chair it is pronounced the same just like this here in Chris chair. فلذا it is within the spoken هي ما راح تكون عندنا مفهومة، يعني بالسبوكن هي نفس البرونسيشن الأولى أو الثانية، راح تبين بس بالرتن، إما تكتبينها بهالطريقة أو تكتبينها بهالطريقة، اثنيناتهم both of them are correct. yeah okay. Now we come back to our idea, which is the using of the apostrophe to add a non-living thing to another non-living thing. You cannot use the apostrophe. You have to use the word of. يعني تقلبوها هنا بتكون يعني مثلا نقول the women's book, we can say the women's book أو the book of the women أو the book of the women. لكن if I mention the name of that woman, now in this case I have to use the apostrophe s and the possessive s, the apostrophe and the possessive s. Okay. يعني in this one Maria's book، يعني لو قايل أنا طبعا إذا أردت أستخدم الضمير لازم أقول her book، بعد لا أستخدم ماريا ولا أستخدم البوسيسيف اس ولا أستخدم الأبستروفي، ممكن أنا أقولها بغير طريقة، أقول her book، ماريا's book أو her book، اللي هي بعدين راح ناخذها واحدة من عندهم هي الضمائر للإشارة إلى الأبستروفي، للإشارة إلى التملك. يس حسن جلال كنت رافع ايدك.
Oh yeah, miss. Oh, if you can't hear me, I've just one accidental question for you, please.
Yeah.
Well, when I wanted to describe a certain thing which accompanying to a particular animal, for example. Okay, so which one is correct? For example, when I say the dog's head, okay, or the head of the dog, which one is correct, or both of them?
Both of them. You know why? Both of them. You know why? Because you are adding a non-living thing to a living thing.
Oh, excuse me, what?
You are adding non-living thing to a living thing. Dog is
But
living.
the head is living thing, I think.
The head is non-living, yes. But if you have both of them non-living things, you cannot say the apostrophe. يعني as I said, you can't say the legs, the chair's leg, the chair's leg, or the door's window. Why? Because the window and the door, both of them are what?
Oh, non-living thing.
Non-living things. So you can't say the car's door. No, wrong. The car's door. No, you are going to say what? The door
The
of
door of the
the
car.
car. Okay, the door of the car. Now within the animals, you can use the two things. For example, you say the dog's hair. يعني شعر الكلب. The dog's hair, right? Or the hair of the dog. Both of them are correct. Okay, Hassan, now?
Oh, yeah, miss. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Zainab Ahmed Jassim.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a question about they are not.
Yeah.
I can't say they are. They aren't.
When you say شوفي شو قلتي they aren't يعني you are doing what? You put the word they as it is and you make the contraction within are not. يعني you are saying it just like this one. راح اكتبها هنا.
Yeah.
What did you say? You say they aren't. They. So you put the full form of the word they, right? And
Yeah.
then you are saying they are. They aren't, right? Just like this one, right? They aren't.
Yeah.
So you are what? You are making the contraction within are and not.
Yeah.
It's okay. It is okay. لكن ما ممكن.
Right?
Yeah, it is okay, of course. I said that you cannot contract they with are and are with not at the same time. At the same time, within the same line. يعني wrong here just like this. They are not.
Plus.
This is wrong.
It's wrong, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But when I say they are
yeah,
and
you can say for example they. طبعا هي المفروض انتوا they are not تكتب بهالطريقة، ما تكتب بهالطريقة. ما تكتبها بهالطريقة. ممكن تقولين they are. اوكي مثلا they are my students. اوكي ممكن they are my students. لكن they are وراها not هنا.
not. Yeah, it's right. Huh?
لا
Wrong?
wrong. You know they are
Yeah.
not. Unless you want to what you want to emphasize the negation. Unless you want to emphasize the negation of the word not. Okay so بهالطريقة الأفضل إنك what you are going to write they are what is it? Where is it?
Not.
They are not. It is better. Okay
Yeah.
it's better than that. طبعا هي أصلا
Yeah.
الcontraction أصلا هي informal way. You have to ask your teacher before using it whether he accepts to use contractions in the writing form or not. And هي أصلا هي هذه they are used within the spoken form not within the written form.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
انتوا تشوفوها وين إذا أنتوا تلاحظون انتوا تشوفوها وين أكثر شيء تشوفوها حتى لو مكتوبة بالكتب تشوفوها بالconversations مكتوبة بالconversations المكتوبة أو بالdirect speech. من يجي يقول لكم مثلا بالقطعة يجي يحكي مثلا وبعدين يقول لكم فلان قال الكلام اللي فلان قاله يكتبه ممكن يكتب يعني يسوي contractions. لكن من يجي يحكي عادي مثلا ينطي جمل عادية
Yes.
الكاتب هو يحكيها مو على لسان أحد الأشخاص ما يستخدم contractions المفروض لأن هي هذه informal way of writing.
Yeah. يعني هسه من أختصر الآر ويا they it's right and not هم أختصرها لوحدها يعني هم أعتبرها إنه صح.
شلون يعني؟ كتبي لي
يعني they are.
كتبي لي اللي انت جاي تحكي كتبي لي اياه بالكتابة حتى انا I understand what you are talking about. Okay, anyone has a question? Are there other questions?
ستة رسلتها.
مو قلنا هذه غلط.
Yeah.
أنا مش سامعة this is wrong. You cannot use it just like this. طبعا تدري شنو الغلط اللي عندك هسه أنا بالهذا أصلا بالكتابة غلط. They are هو شنو معناها الكونتراكشنز؟ أنت تدمجين كلمتين سوا مو صحيح؟ أنت هسه من كتبتي are و not أنت أصلا خليتي مجال ما بين الار وما بين النوت وهذه غلط. يعني هي أنت هسه سويتي غلطين غلط بككل غلط ككل وغلط أيضا باستخدام الكونتراكشنز. أنت هسه عندك غلطين غلط إن هذه شكلها كلها غلط you know they aren't شكلها كلها غلط أول شيء وعندك غلط أصلا باستخدام الكونتراكشنز. يعني أنت هسه مثل ما قلت المفروض هنا إيش راح تكتبيها هيجي they are المفروض هيك تكتبيها إذا تردين they are والان قبل ورا الار وبعدين الكاما وبعدين التي المفروض هيك تكون هي.
Yes.
اوكي وهذه غلط. طبعا شوفوا من خليت الار والان صارت كانما ام هي يعني وحده لصقت بالثانيه صارت كانما ام. اوكي
Thanks, it's clear.
انت نانا هذا غلط لان شغلتين سويتي المفروض هي تكون مثل هذه الجوه اللي انا اعطيتكم اياها. طبعا هي ما مبينه للاخرين للناس بالسيشن الثاني اللي انت كتبتي حتى أبينها لهم راح أكتبها هنا لكم. هي كتبتها بهالطريقة قالت is it correct to use it just like this one? This is wrong. You know why? Because first of all you cannot contract are and not at the same time within the same place. And the second thing is that what is the contraction? Contraction is to join two words ما تخلي بعد بيناتهم any space to join two words to make it shorter حتى تسويها what shorter. فهنا هي أصلا شنو خلت ما بين الR وما بين الN خلت شنو خلت space.
وهي بالحالتين خطأ.
وهي بالحالتين خطأ.
Yeah,
Okay?
thanks.
Yeah.
Clear.
Wait. Now, let's go back to the rules. Now, as I said, I cannot say within two non-living things like this one, what is the book's name? This is wrong. You have to say what is the name of the book. Why? Because you are adding non-living thing to another non-living thing. Okay? Now, whereas within organizations and a group of people, you can use both of them. For example, we have Tom is the company's new director. Who's ruling the company? People, of course. So الcollective noun هذا صح هو non-living thing، لكن in the meaning of it، داخل بالmeaning of it there is what? There are living things. In its meaning there are living things. So I can say Tom is the company's new director, and I can say Tom is the new director of the company. You can use S post apostrophe and S after time expressions. But time expressions you can use it. على الرغم من ان tomorrow it is non-living thing, لكن because it is time expression you can say, for example, what is tomorrow's meeting? What is tomorrow's meeting? And for example, I can say today's match. لعبة اليوم. Today's match. So you can use the possessive S within the time expressions. You can sometimes, شوفوا, sometimes, not all of the time, sometimes use possessive apostrophe and possessive S after countries and cities. Like, India's population is rising. يعني the population of India, both of them طبعا ممكن تكتب the population of India, ممكن تقول India's right population. Okay? Is rising. يعني both of them are correct. India's population or the population of India. Both of them are correct. لكن you cannot do it if it relates to a person, one person. For example, you can't say I met London's mayor last week. No, you cannot say this. You can't say I met the mayor of London last week. mayor معناتها العمدة. The mayor of London last week. So you can't say London's mayor. You can say I met the mayor of London. Okay? The same thing within England's queen. England's queen is well known. No, you are going to say the Queen of England is well known. طبعا by the way بالأمريكان writing and sometimes even in the British they use the England's queen. لكن the using of it has another meaning. The one who is using it, he is belittling and he is against the queen. He is belittling her, and he is not within the government, so they are using such a thing. Like actually you cannot say the England's queen. No, you are going to say the Queen of England. Why? Because we are adding a person to non-living thing. انت ممكن تستخدم اذا انت تستخدم you are adding non-living thing to a human being, it is okay. ممكن the adding of non-living thing to a human being, it is okay. يعني مثل ما قلت لكم انا my brother's book, my sister's car. يعني I am adding non-living thing to a living thing, it is okay. لكن doing the vice versa, England's queen, I am adding the queen to England, it is wrong. Okay, so you have to say what? The queen of England, the king of the king of the kingdom. Okay, I can't say the kingdom's king. No, the king of the kingdom. Why? Because when you are using it, you are as if you are يعني related something which is higher, اللي هو a living thing, to something which is not that higher, a non-living thing اللي هي kingdom أو king أو what England or something like that. And if you check the net, you will understand it more. Now, besides nouns, we also make indefinite pronouns possessive. Now, indefinite pronouns, what are they? Indefinite pronouns like anybody, somebody, someone, anyone, no one, nobody. These are called indefinite pronouns. Okay? So, beside nouns, we also make indefinite pronouns possessive. So, you can say someone's jacket. You can say someone's jacket, but you can't say the jacket of someone. I searched, I didn't find jacket of someone. No, it is better. هنا راح يكون عندنا it is better to say someone's jacket. This is the correct way of saying it. Anybody's mistake, but not the mistake of anybody. You know why? Because it is indefinite pronoun. يعني no one knows who is the anybody, someone, no one. Okay, so they are indefinite, not definite. So you cannot say the mistake of anybody, the mistake of somebody. It is better to say someone's jacket, someone's mistake, someone's car. Okay, it is okay. So, yes, is there a question?
Yes, Miss, can
Yeah, yeah,
I? I have a question about when you said we can sometimes use S after countries and cities.
yeah.
So if we said India population is rising, it is right or not?
India's,
So
not
we have to say
India.
India's.
Yeah, you have to say India's, not India population. You have to say India's population because you are
Oh,
related India population to India, not to anyone, to any other, other country.
yes. Yes. Yeah. You mean like always? You said it is sometimes. So I'm just confusing. Like
Because
when things
other
is,
in other in other cases you cannot, just like when I say the England's queen, the the London's mayor, this is wrong. يعني
yes,
مو هنا also we are يعني London, it is the name of a city, right? And we are
it's
adding a
referred to a
person
person.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, so this
Mm-hmm.
is you can this is what I mean by sometimes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
gave you the exception.
Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Now, we come to if you have a compound noun. Now, if you have a compound noun, for example, when you are talking about two people who jointly own one thing. Now, you are going, for example, Mr. and Miss, my brother and my sister, and they are both of them are owning the one thing. Okay, when I say, for example, Mr. And Mrs. Smith's, okay, شوفوا, Mr. and Mrs. Smith's car, the car is belonging to both of them. Okay, so in this case, what I am going to do, I am going to change only the last noun to the possessive. Just like this, Mike and Amanda. مو صارت Amanda هي بعدين. I said what Mike and Amanda's new loft apartment is really net. ما أقول Mike's and Amanda's new loft. No, just the last name. إذا كانت Amanda's هي the last name أحط لها البوسيسيف اس والأبوستروفي. لو أنا قالتها بهالطريقة، لو قالتها Amanda and Mike's راح شو يصير؟ المايك هو راح يكون بالثاني، إذا المايك راح أخلي له الأبوستروفي والبوسيسيف اس. Okay? Please tell Annie and Mary's mother, the mother for both of them. I am not talking about Annie and I'm talking about their mother. Okay? Tell her, ممكن I can say tell their mother instead of saying Annie and Mary's, but I want to specify whose mother I am talking about. Okay? So tell Annie and Mary's mother that they will be late getting home from school. It is okay. And I can say also إذا غيرت مكاناتهم. هسه واحد يقول لي زين يعني هي لازم أنا استوديها لماري؟ لا، إذا كانت ماري بالبداية راح أخلي البوسيسيف اس والأبستروفي إلى آن. Please tell Mary and Anne's mother that they will be getting home from school. Now, if the possessor is a building, an object, or a piece of furniture, you don't need to add an apostrophe to show the possession. Okay? For example, as I said, the maid cleaned the hotel's room. No, because I am adding non-living thing to another non-living thing. أنا هنا جاي أحكي عن اثنيناتهم non-living. The maid cleaned the hotel's room. No, not correct. You have to say the maid cleaned the rooms of the hotel. Okay, or the hotel room. Both of them are correct. The maid cleaned the hotel room. Okay, or the maid cleaned the room in the hotel. In the hotel, move of the hotel. In the hotel. Okay, we met the office lobby, not correct. We met in the office, not offices lobby, not without the possessive s. The office lobby. Okay, just like what? Yeah, the hotel swimming pool, not the hotel's swimming pool. No, the hotel swimming pool. Mark without the possessive s. Shut the car's door. No, shut the car door. Or you can say, as I said, the door of the car. And if you want to keep the sequence, you can say shut the car door. Okay? If you want to keep the sequence of the words. Now the final class of exception is pronouns. يعني قلنا بدل I am saying he lost. Now you have to relate the book to he, so you have to say his book. وما ممكن أيضا حتى تستخدم اسمه. أنت إذا استخدمت اسمه راح كأنما you are talking about another one. يعني when I say he lost أحمد's book. بهالحالة as طبعا it is clear that Ahmed someone who is not he. لأن هو لو he المفروض أنا أقول أحمد lost his book. لازم أقول he lost his book. Okay, he lost his book. Which seats are ours? Instead of saying which seats are our seats, instead of repeating the word, we are using the possessive pronouns. اللي هي ours, hers, his, my, mine, yours. Okay. The ball lowered its head. شوفوا هنا هم هاي راح يطلع عندنا بعدين راح نحكي على الاتس. الاتس هنا هذه البوسيسيف بروناون ما بيها يعني انتوا غلط تكتبوها it هيك تكتبوها. It is wrong to say it's just like this because it's just like this. Actually it is it is يعني a subject and a verb. بالصح هي it is. This is it's. الاتس تكون الاتس كpossessive pronoun تكون without the apostrophe, just the s. Yes? Do you have a question? Yeah. Now, whose are these spectral class, you know? So, these also, these, okay, these, something related to the noun. Nouns in particular, the spelling of the possessive s. شوفوا رجعت عليها مرة ثانية. This word never takes an apostrophe. Never takes an apostrophe. When you put an apostrophe for it, this is wrong. It means اللي يقراها المفروض يقول the ball lowered it is head وماكو شيء غلط. غلط the ball lowered it is head. You have to delete the apostrophe. The correct one is the ball lowered its head without the apostrophe. Thus I wrote this sign beside this sentence to show that this is not correct. Now, as I said, don't confuse it is and it's. It is a contraction of it is. It is a possessive pronoun. It's a contraction, whereas it's is a possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns like may, your, our, his, her, its, their never have apostrophe. They never have apostrophe. For example, when I say it's hot day, هذه هنا هي it is a hot day. اليوم هو it is hot day. Okay? لكن when I say, for example, the book lost its cover. The book lost its cover. It's هنا هي possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. Also, don't confuse the contraction of a noun a plus is and هاي هنا and مو بعرف شو مكتوبة ما ادري شنو يعني صراحة ما اعرف sorry and اكتب لكم اياها هنا and the possessive form of the noun يعني Jack's sick today differs from Jack's car is a Toyota. The first one Jack's sick today ما معقولة يعني Jack's 6 ما نقول احنا Jack's 6 نقول for example illness okay مرض جاك غير Jack's illness لأن illness هو مرض مريض okay Jack's illness ما نقول Jack's sick هي just like an adjective you know فالمفروض هنا يعني اللي يكتبها بهالطريقة he means Jack is sick today. لكن بالثانية جون's car ما ممكن نقول جون is car ما ممكن نفهمها جون is car. هل جون هو سيارة؟ لا جون مو سيارة فراح نقول John's car معناها there is the possessive that this is the car of John okay the car that belongs to John is Toyota. you have to differentiate between these two contractions. The first one, it is contraction. The second one is possessive s. This is the possessive s within the apostrophe, and this is the apostrophe. Now, don't use an apostrophe to make nouns plural. بعضكم يعني هو عباله ان اللي مثلا نقول what نقول what peoples ويحط بسرعة وراها اس. peoples are. شوفي يحطها peoples ويحط وراها are. أنا طبعا نقصد إنها peoples بالشعوب. The people of the country, you know. هنا this is wrong to have this apostrophe. Why? Because I am not talking about people as having something. No, I am saying people are. Peoples are without apostrophe. طبعا هي الابسترافي تكون واضحة أكثر بالwritten مو بالسبوكن. بالسبوكن نعتمد just على المينينج اللي احنا نحكي. فهنا يقول لك don't use apostrophe to make nouns plural. يعني it is the policy of many companies. هذا بالطلاب عبالهم the policy of many companies. حط ورا الكومبانيز سوى طبعا هو غير الواي الى اي وحط اي اس وبسرعة لطخ وراها الابسترافي. غلط. اوكي. شوفوا هنا the Smiths have. والمفروض اللي هو يريد بلورال المفروض يقول Smiths بهالطريقة يقولها. إذا يريد يقولها بلورال ما يصير يخلي هنا أبسترافي. هنا معناها what in this is the Smiths have something. the Smiths car for example. اوكي. واحيانا نلقاها بهالطريقة اذا احنا شايرين للموضوع في جملة سابقة. بس بهالحالة ممكن تستخدمها. يعني ما اريد ارجع مرة ثانية اقول the Smith's car او something like that. لا اقول مثلا شارتها بجملة قبلها وبسرعة وراها ارجع اشيرها. فممكن اقول the Smiths and you understand what is embedded there. اكو something embedded بهاي الجملة. اوكي. والمفروض مبينه بالمعنى بالrest of the sentence. المفروض تبين بالrest of the sentence هم. لكن هنا مثلا عندنا هسه the Smiths have a new baby daughter. ما ممكن اخلي الابسترافي هنا لازم هي the Smiths have a new baby daughter. معناها انا عائلة سميث صار عندهم طفل جديد اللي هي بنية. وهذه اللي وراها ايضا اعادة للي اللي هي عندنا الاتس. اتس يعني شلون نكتب الات بالاتس واحنا شرحناها فوق. يعني يقول لكم غلط انتم تقولون اتس هنا وياها وممكن مع بعض الطلاب شو يسوون they write it in this way. ما يحطون الكوما ما بين الات والاس. لا يحطوها بعد الاس. وهاي أكبر غلط. هذه غلط. Okay. The same goes within the possessive whose. نفس اللي احنا we are talking about within it is و it's the same within whose. يعني whose and who is. The same goes for the possessive whose and whose. هذه this one. Okay. This cannot be spelled as whose. أحيانا ماشي هذه يكتبوها مثل هذه which is wrong. لأن why? Because there is another word اللي هي whose اللي هي جاية من شنو؟ جاية من who is which is a contraction of who is or who has. ممكن who is وممكن تكون who has. طبعا احنا for example as in who is your friend. who is your friend. هذه who is من صديقك. who is هذه هنا الكونتراكشن للإز. لكن المثال الثاني اللي عندكم who's got a cross cure. now who's got هنا has got. this is has got. بالpronunciation بس just within the pronunciation ما تبين. إلا من خلال المينينج the whole meaning. يعني هي اثنيناتهم احنا نقول whose who is بنريد نختصرها نقول whose والwhose أيضا هي whose. what comes next هو اللي يحدد بالكلام. what comes next هو اللي يحدد whether I am يعني you are going to hear whose as a possessive pronoun or who is as a pronoun and the verb is or has. Okay. Note, however, that the indefinite pronoun one forms an ordinary possessive as احنا حكيناها بس قلنا someone's mistake, anybody's for example shoes. We can't say the shoes of someone or the mistake of no one. Okay. عندنا so يعني عندنا كمثال one must choose one's words carefully. one must choose one's, this is possessive. one is, this is possessive. عندنا بعد mistake اللي هي هنا شوي أريد من عندكم تنتبهوا لي. There is a further point about writing possessives. Now, when you add an apostrophes or an apostrophe alone to form a possessive, the thing that comes before the apostrophe must be a real English word. يعني a word which is found in English dictionaries. A word which is used correctly in English. Okay? And it must also be right English word. شوف what I said, right English word. Okay? Now, for example, something like ladies' shoes is impossible to be written. You know why? Because ladies' shoes, it is not written just like this one. Ladies' shoes, it is not written like this one. Ladies' shoes, it is written like this. Ladies' shoes. طبعا بالpronunciation المفروض انت تكتبها بهالطريقة، ما تكتبها مثل ما موجودة هنا بالجوية موجودة. اوكي. now هذه first one. نجي ladies يعني can we imagine when we are saying the ladies, we say the ladies shoe, not shoes, you know, because we are talking about that she has one shoe in her foot. لكن ما ممكن أيضا أقول ladies shoes. يعني هسه أنا بس انتبهوا شوية بس خلينا ناخذها واحدة واحدة. For example, something like ladies' shoes is impossible because there is no such word as lady in English. ككتابة كspelling there is no word lady. إذا سويناها lady لازم نحط وراها شنو؟ s اللي هي plural s. مو احنا إذا نريد كلمة lady نريد نسويها plural we have to write s plural s. So there is word like ladies just like this one, but there is no word like lady. Okay. Moreover, a department in a shoe couldn't be called ladies shoes. إذا إحنا عندنا فرع بمحل ما ممكن أسميها ladies shoes يعني أحذية السيدة أو الآنسة. لا، المفروض يعني ممكن يكون shoes for ladies. ممكن يكون shoes for ladies and not يعني shoes for a lady, one lady, for all of the ladies. فالbetter it is to write what? Shoes for ladies or what? Ladies يعني ممكن يكون هنا ladies. شوفوا ladies shoes. Okay, ladies shoes. I had to say that. Okay. because what the shop is selling is shoes for a lady, not shoes for a lady, which is meaningless. Shoes for one lady, it is meaningless. The correct form is ladies. شوفوا, ladies shoes. Compare that to ladies shoes, which is fine. يعني ladies shoes ممكن نقول ladies shoes وممكن نقول ladies shoes بهالطريقة، لكن ما ممكن نقول هذه، ما ممكن نقول هذه. ليش؟ لأن هنا عندنا صار عندنا أول شي ما عندنا هيك كلمة lady باللغة الإنجليزية، ولا ممكن أقول ladies shoes in this one. Why? Because we are not selling the shoes for one lady, we are selling the shoes for all ladies. Okay, فممكن نلقى what؟ ممكن نلقى ladies shoes or ladies shoes, this as it is written there. Okay, this one or that one. Now هذه بالنسبة للأحذية السيدات. نجي إلى بعد عندنا شغلة ثانية اللي هي finally while we are discussing clothing departments. أحيانا إحنا نروح إلى قسم الملابس. Observe that there is at least one irritating exception. أكو قسم الملابس one irritating exception. Though we write men's clothes, ممكن إحنا نكتب men's clothing. شوفوا, as usual we don't write men's wear. ما عندنا as a single word. We write men's clothes as usual we write men's wear as a single word with no apostrophe. This is هذه الكلمة هي إلها historical accident. طبعا هي هذه الكلمة regarded as one word by the changing of the time. يعني هاي الكلمة تلقوها بالقاموس بس هذه للرجال، بس هذه الكلمة اللي هي happened because of the changing of the language with no apostrophe. By historical accident, this has come to be regarded as single word in English. But just this one, فقط هذه الكلمة. We don't write women's wear. هسه واحد يقول زين ست احنا قلنا men's wear، خلنا نغير المن إلى women. لا، ما عندنا هيك شيء. ولا عندنا children's wear. ما عندنا هيك شيء. Okay, we just have men's wear without the possessive s, without the apostrophe. Without the apostrophe. Okay, clear؟ يعني عندنا احنا نجي نحكي بالclothing departments ما نقدر نقول women's wear، ما نقدر نقول children's wear، ما نقدر نقول infants wear. But we can say men's wear without the apostrophe. Why? This word comes to the language, to English language by historical accident. يعني هم غيروها استخدموها ودخلوها للقاموس. just within men's wear you can use it just like this. لكن ما ممكن تستخدمها ويا الwomen، ممكن تستخدمها ويا children. يعني ما ممكن تعممها ككلمة وتعممها، ما ممكن. ليش؟ لأن هي أصلا هذه الكلمة دخلت للغة بطريقة حدث، يعني يعني by chance، يعني مثل ما نقول احنا by time historical accident. مثل ما قلت لكم الول مثل ما حكيت لكم على الwalnut. طبعا الwalnut انتوا اذا رجعتوا كتبتوا الكلمة الwalnut زين، هي اصلا ما كانت هيك، هي اصلا كانت wall. اوكي، كانت wall بالبداية، تغيرت by the changing of time. اوكي walnut هسه هذه يعني هي كانت هيك بالبداية. من اريد هم قبل كانوا من يسووها contractions يقولون want. اوكي يقولوا لها want، يعني هذه صارت هيجي، هذه صارت هيجي. من صار بالchanging of the time اتغيرت هاي الwalnut صارت walnut، اتغيرت هاي الO صارت I، بس ما غيروا الcontractions مالتها، بقت الcontractions مثل ما هي اللي هي want. اوكي Now طبعا عندكم انتم هنا بالكتاب مالتكم. ليش انا شرحت هذا الحكي كله؟ لان هو مختصر لكم اياها بهذه الدايجرام. قايل لكم singular nouns and to plural nouns that don't end in s تقولون child's toy, buses office. طبعا هاي هنا buses ممكن نكتبها بالثنين يعني ممكن نكتبها بالهذه، ممكن نقولها the bus office. طبعا حتى بالpronunciation the bus office ما نقول the bus's office، the bus office. اوكي. Mr and Mrs هذه اذا كانوا اثنين المن نخليها someone's jacket, nobody's fault. شوفوا هذه indefinite pronoun. abbreviations اذا عندنا abbreviations اللي هن اختصارات للكلمه شو نسوي؟ شوفوا عندنا UN S UNS members. اوكي. UNS members يعني اعضاء United Nations، اعضاء الامم المتحده. add an apostrophe alone. يمتى تخلي بس الابوستروفي alone؟ اذا احنا عندنا plural noun يعني students club، actresses performance، Smith's house. شوفوا هنا عندنا James children. اوكي. هذه هو مختصرها لكم بهذا الدايجرام. انا شرحت لكم عليها هذه كلها حتى انطيكم كل الرولز شلون تصير وشلون يصير لها، واذا اكو بيها exception فشنو هو. Okay, that's it for today. I've finished the lecture. If you have any question, you can ask. Don't leave the lecture, please. طبعا انا اللي يطلع من دقيقتين ويطلع، لان انا اول ما فتحت هذا فتحت الرابط عندي 97 طالب، هسه 88. وين راحوا ال 12 طالب؟ ضاجوا ملوا وطلعوا. مو صحيح؟ اي مليتوا خطية لأن من قد ما تشرحون انتوا اللي تشرحون وتعبانين فمليتوا فطلعتوا. Okay, I don't have anything else. I'll see you in the following week. Thank you very much for your coming and listening.
العفو دكتورة.
نعم.
بالمحاضرة السابقة أنا كتبت اسمي بالبداية وبالنهاية، بس ما سمعتك من قلتي ظلوا لا تطلعون، فطلعت قبل لا أعتقد فتحين اللينك.
شفتي اسمك؟ موديت اسمك موديت اسماءكم بالحضور؟ شفتي اسمك؟
نعم هسه شوفوا.
انا ليش اودي لكم قائم بالحضور على مود تشوفون اسماءكم؟ بعد اذا اسمك ما موجود بعد هاي يسوي لك، يعني انا جاي اقول لكم كتبوا اسماءكم. ايه اوكي شوفي اسمك مام.
تمام.
وبعد اللي يشارك بعد هذا حضوره واضح ومبين، لان هو جاي يشارك اسمه